So by now, I think most of you know that Avengers Infinity War had a few scenes that were deleted from the film and things that were removed. From Captain Marvel being completely removed from the third act of the film, which she was a major part of, to scenes getting cut out, to complete changes in how some of the characters were actually used in that last fight. Well, one of these we're going to be talking about today is one that many people were excited for since the first leak of the Legos and some scene descriptions got out there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it in the movie, so maybe they'll save it for the fourth Avengers film, but of course I am talking about the Hulk and his involvement with the Iron Man suit, or should I say the HULKBUSTER suit. So I think most people know what the original reports consisted of, and this was of course the fact that the Hulk was at some point going to be damaged so hard in the movie that he had to bust out of his suit, which we pretty much see happen in Infinity War, except the Hulk doesn't bust out of it. Well, the brand new toy that's out there reveals what this exactly would have looked like, in the fact we would have seen the Hulk, except here's how these things are dealt with. When, let's say, Marvel and Disney go to the toy company, they have to tell them some of the elements in the movie like a year and a half in advance so they can start production on the toys. So some things that were intended to be in the movie when they were cut, these toys were already too far into production to be able to do anything. And of course the box art and marketing and all that stuff was already sent possibly even a year ago, and that's why some of these leaks happen. The best example I can give you of this recently is Han Solo, or Solo: A Star Wars Story, because if you look at the promotional art that's on those Lego boxes, that's the one from the Lord and Miller version, not the Ron Howard, when they went back and reshot a bunch of it. So there's actual toys out there of characters that have been shown at like toy fairs and stuff that aren't in the movie because the character was recast. So this is something that actually does happen, but we don't hear a lot about it because it's usually not with this big of a movie. But when it's this big of a movie and we're paying attention to everything that comes out, now you know why it happened. So ultimately, the reason that the Hulk busting out of the actual armor was removed was due to the story arc they wanted to tell in this movie. That story arc being that the Hulk can't morph in this movie, and him and, you know, Bruce Banner now are going to have to come to some sort of decision on how each character is going to be handled down the road. And of course I already talked about this in a separate video on how they already heavily hinted at this fact, saying that by the time that Avengers 4 comes out, these two are going to have separate thoughts and arguments to why they want to or why they don't want to work together, which I think is going to be awesome.